Quick video. This is from going into the bathroom here. I'm going to start out redoing this one. I don't know who did the construction in here, but a bunch of this have to be redone. I'm just going to go over some things real quick. This video is for multiple reasons, but right now, like I say, I just want to go over something real quick. I took my shelf off of the toilet here, so but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull these off. This is wood. And take the stuff off. It was like this, so this is just see how that come right off. So, but the way that this was, and so the wall here, which I did get a video already, if you can hear that, it has been falling in. You can see it lumped out here, and this comes out. It does this here, on this wall, and this wall, and this wall. So someone put this up. They was not supposed to put this here. We'll get to that in the future. We got strips here. This is your trim that was done, put up, and this is what was left here all around the edges. So I don't know who did this, who came out here on this property and did this. But, you know, sometimes, you know, it could have been some young ones at that time, you know, they was learning, you know, acceptable, you know, because I went through my learning stages and trying anything. Trial and error is what they call it, trial and error. So that's not a problem, you know, we understand. But this video, like I said, multiple things. I want to go over the tools that you need and how you take this stuff out. It's important. You can preserve some things. And a bunch of this stuff is always put together like Legos. I always say that for you to understand how easy it is and how you can go about it. You just have to know, like I say, which tools you can use and which Lego pieces you use to put together and all, and you know, cutting them and making them fit. So just doing this shower piece. Oh yeah, I had to replace this here, the middle part already, but I'm gonna replace all of this. So, but yes, all right. So when you're pulling your trim off or things like that, you want to have your crowbars from your biggest to your smallest. That's for your interior and exterior. Your interior is for your inside, your exterior is for your outside. So some things may be bigger and you need a bigger weighted crowbar, and then you may be dealing with smaller things. Now I can't find some of my other size crowbars, so I do use my wood chisels sometimes. Your wood chisels come in different sizes. It's good to have those too. Sometimes if you have to cut, you know, just to chisel some wood out in an area. I thought this was one of my other wood chisels, but it was one of my strippers. I need to go get the other one. I have better ones, but these are just ones I can get my hands on real quick out of my tool bags that I take in. But these are good tools. Like I say, crowbars to take off your trim. You get in there, you start from either the top, your bottom, you pull it out slowly, you pop the nails out, slowly down. Now it's okay if you ruin some of it, you know, the trim is cheap. This trim here, I don't even think should be on here. This is in the shower. This is just regular wood. So, but yes. Well, this is an older house. You can hear it fall back there. So we're gonna look off in there, see what's in there. Be careful. Always be careful wherever you are. And you never know what nail is there. So be careful what you're doing. So this is what's back here. So I'm gonna knock all that out real quick. I'm glad those studs are there. I can easily just go ahead and run the drywall right up there. So this is closing. We're opening that up. We're gonna seal all that off. Just as simple. You see poke the nail there, so be careful what you're doing. Stay clean. Keep your safety stuff around. If you do get blood or you poke a nail, just go clean it up real quick. Try and keep some over it and keep it clean throughout the day. You don't have to worry about it at that time. It's not that big of a deal. You can keep working. Even if you don't have anything, it's not that bad. You can keep working, but at the end of the day, make sure you clean that wound out. And the next day, don't do it like that. Go in, Band-Aid over it, make sure it stays clean. And if you can't get to a Band-Aid, just something over it or make sure it stays clean. Another thing is, when you're working over drains, cover the drain. That way none of the dirt or none of your debris goes down your plumbing and get you clogged up. So, and whenever you're working any plumbing or over any drains, like this is the inside of the tub, I'm tearing out the wall of the shower, so I don't want any of it to get in there. So here you'll be able to see that I was able to preserve the trim, all of it, taking it off a certain way, so I can utilize it again if I have to. So your next step will be looking at what you have to go through next to keep peeling off your pieces or adding your pieces, whatever it's going to be. So in this case here, we've seen that this flap comes out. It's not attached, but you notice your nails here. So your nails will be going into something. You get off and behind there, pull it out a little bit until you can utilize your hammer to pull them out. But be careful with everything, taking your time to try and preserve it or try not to mess it up. Now, just to show an example of these walls, you can buy in a kit. They come, so this would be the back one, the one that goes here, and then the one there. So now, of course, they have adhesive that this person used. So you can see the adhesive there, and where it went up there. So sometimes you may damage it. Not a big deal when you're in construction. If I want, like, luckily this is mine, ours, so, and also with the wall that I'm going with putting up, not gonna be a problem. I'm gonna put purple board up. So just want to show you, you will run into some complications sometimes. So sometimes when if you're doing stuff for other people, you have to add this in. Sometimes you have to do it right. You have to let people know that it's going to take, okay, well, you have to tear this out. So you have to calculate that into your time and how much it's going to cost you to do all that. So because you might not have time to try it. Like if you're doing someone else's, you can't tell them, okay, well, I'll just peel that off. Nothing's gonna happen to it, because as you see here, you know, you have to calculate in, you know, hey, we might have to replace this. And these kits, 3 sets you can get for about $50 at certain places, $50, $75, $100, whatever. So, but yes. This is what was behind this wall while this dirt was coming out going into this tub. So I'm gonna have to cut all that out. I'll cut all that out, replace it with the purple board. So you'll make your measurements. Your purple board usually come 4x8 or 4x12. So that's not a big deal. But when you get to this part and when you're dealing with showers or whatever, most of your stuff is screw on and screw off. So you see that just screw right off. You screw that off. In here on your things, they usually got caps on them. But you'll take the caps off and you'll see a screw in there, and you will find whichever head you need. I don't know why that's not coming in right. There you go. What the? So, and whatever you gotta do, so you figure out what you gotta do for your pieces, move all your pieces, and then everything is twist and turn, come off. So like I said, we're gonna redo all this. Alright, let me get the screw, I'll take those off. So we got all the walls off. So this is after tearing all that stuff out. So cleaning the board, cut this down. Cleaning the board, so nothing is falling off after hitting it. So next thing, what I'm trying to figure out is, I mean, because of the light here, so it's, yeah, the wood. Even the wood on the inside there, everything is a certain way, but solid. If you can see, you hear that, it's solid. Now I'm going with putting new over it and new boards. Keep you construction pencils. This doesn't look like one, but it is. And I have other ones. I got a bunch of them. I also keep a bunch of pencils and pens around anyway for other reasons. But keep you those around. That's good for you. Get your measurements. Know how to read a tape measure. know how to read a tape measure. This is just one of my tape measures here. So you will need to get your measurements, know what you need to cut, and you'll be good. Now when you're doing your work, in the end here, all your cuts are going to want to be flushed. So my drywall is going to have to come out. Hold on, I'm just running up this line here so you can see how crooked that line is, because my drywall has to come from that wall there all the way out to here. So this is the corner of your crown up here, your trim, and going all the way down. So new everything, you're gonna want it flush. Clean all that stuff out. All that stuff get cleaned out. You want to scrape all that out. You'll put new caulking in and everything, so you scrape that off with your razor. Keep your razor around in your tool bag. You have to have all types of different little tools to make your job easy. So from the wall there to here, I had 30. So you see where I made my mark there. So up here, from the wall to there, excuse me, up here on there, 30 is, so the board is not, so that's why we'll come down, you'll see that the board comes out to where that 30 is, so we'll cut that strip off to even everything out all the way down. That way we'll have a straight line there, so when I cut my 30 on my board, it'll be straight there. And I'll show that. And we'll use my flush end. I'll put my flush end here on this side, factory cut, which means that's going to be your straight cut. Factory cut is your straight cut. And I'll put my cut in on the inside there. Same thing when I cut the board from here for this wall, for there to there, or however it goes. But and then when you get your gap there, of course, that's where you have to be creative and put whatever type of trim you want to put. Kind of like where you see a person did this here, but this is not trim. They made this trim, and you can see what was going on there. So, excuse me about that. You can see what's going on there. That's not trim. Now, reading your tape measure from the bottom there, going up to the top. That way you can know how tall you want your board. So you'll go up to your crown. Now if I choose to take, I could have took that trim off from there to there, which I still might, but I'm just showing just to get a measurement. And you measure from there. Bring my tape measure back up. So you bring your measurement from there on up, and you'll get your measurement to that tip, and whatever your number is, you write it down, and now you got your width and your height, or whatever, the width and your length. So right there you can see where it says 62 and about a half, so I'll cut it at 62 1/4 on this one. I don't know why it's going a little more, and I know that, hold on, because I'm holding the phone, and so hold on real quick, try and get out of more. Now right here I'm in the middle of the wall. Now this is the wall, your longer wall. You will want to measure it from that end to this end, in the middle, and there, you know, just to make sure that you're even all the way down. Now of course I am getting 62 1/4 from the middle. I'm the only one holding the camera and tape measure, so I have to do it like this, or I would show you the measurement from there to there from the bottom. So I have got 62 1/4 that I can cut for this wall right there. That's 62 1/4, just like around over on that side. So I'll measure this side and get the same. Now right here is a good example. You'll see that from the bottom down there to the top up here is more than 62 1/4. So on this one, if I want to, I can go a lot higher. But all of your trim, your cover up, which will be your finish work, detail work at the end of any of your jobs, like I say, you will always be able to buy trim or caulk or whatever it will be that you will use to cover anything you have to. So that one was a little more, but not that bad. So this is a draw up. If you have to do your drawings, you will see the arrows showing you your measurements, the long wall, and how it'll go. You put your holes in there to show, and I have to get my measurements to where I'll have to cut my holes out, but I'll wait until I bring that board in and cut it right there pretty much. So I have a different draw up that I'll show also. You can use bigger paper. I just grabbed one of my pads right now, but I have some draw ups on some bigger pads of some different projects that I was doing. But yes, so this is one of your reasons that it's important to get your measurements, because on this side, from the bottom, from the tub up to the wall, see that little bit sticking out, it'll have to be cut off just for my stuff to be flush. And on up, it comes out to be 29. So that's where your measurement is. Now see, if I'd have came out to 30, like on the other side, and go all the way down, I'd come a whole inch over the tub. It'd be a whole inch over the tub. So on this side of the tub, running on up, it is 29. Excuse me about the blur there, but you'll get your 29 there, and that's from the wall there. Ugly wood there, man. Old place here, old place. We're gonna take care of all that. So to make you a cut here, if you want, so I don't know what's up with this camera going in and out. And it was just way worse than that. But anyway, so you can trace your line, like I say, so you want to go down a bit, and right there that'll be covered up, so you don't want to move fast. That can cause you, that could have went and been real bad and stretched out way more than what I have to cut. But down here, like I say, I'll be able to fix that. That's not a problem. We're cutting from up here. Now up here, like I say, you can see where it comes out more. So like I say, if you have to, you take your razor, you make a line slowly down the area. Sharper your razor, the better cut you will get. And then once you make your line down, you go in more, because your razor will stay in there, and you probably got to do it a couple times, few times or whatever, and it'll come off. So you want to make sure you're using a sharp blade cutting down, because you can see the complications of getting a straight cut with the razor blade. Also down here going in there, frustrating. So you want to be careful with the blade. Make sure you got a real sharp blade, or you can use something different. I have not pulled out my other tools. Of course, I got the tools that I could cut this off with the saw a little bit. Not my bigger saws, my smaller saws. My grinder, whatever it may be. Different tools make your job easy. Right now, I was just testing it, running it with this razor knife here. So, but yes. And like I say, don't get discouraged whenever you're going through anything, because anything can be covered up. But you do want to make sure you are not going out of your way, just going above and beyond, doing too much. Yes. So you got your boards here. Here I got 12 feet. So these are your drywall pieces here. The camera was going blurry, and I don't know why a camera would do that. If I'm standing still, why would my camera keep going blurry in and out? I don't understand that. So your boards here, I got 12-foot boards here. They go from there to this side. So I can cut them standing up, or I can put boards down, one here, one in the middle, one there, lay it down, cut it with my razor, but I'll just get my measurements. I was gonna use my purple board. My purple board I can't use right now for other reasons. I figure I use this. We do have the plastic area going over. I am caulking everything, so this will not get messed up. And if I redo that bathroom completely, because I am doing an add-on down there, so if I redo it completely, right now this is for the video, so we will run this. So I'm just rushing right here. I didn't have time, or I didn't feel like flipping this whole 12-foot sheet around. So I laid it down. I'm gonna cut it. Now I'm gonna cut my long wall. I'm gonna get my long wall out of this sheet so I don't have to waste any other sheets. Right now, like I said, this is for the video. Sorry, I'm away from my other phone. I can't turn that down right now. Hopefully you can hear me. But yes, I just want to make the best out of this one board. It doesn't matter if I have to piece in the other walls for now. Like I said, this is for the video. So I'm going to preserve as much as I can. So just showing from there to here how I use the tape measure right now to mark my line. You want to hold that a certain way, because your tape measure will not be as sturdy as a square that you are supposed to use, or a straight ruler, whatever you need to make your straight line. I could only get a measurement for my long wall there, which is 59.5, and these boards are 47, and of course they're longer this way, so I had to make my mark from there to here at 59.5, make my line there. So I'll get 59.5, but I do not get 62.25 that I need. So when I cut this off, I will have to cut another board to run across another 59.5. So what I have to do is I'll have to subtract this 47 from the 62.25, and whatever is left after that, that's what I have to cut. Now to make your cut, you can either use your razor knife or your buck knife, and you just go down your line as best as you can, and you can lift your drywall up, and you bend it a certain way, and it'll break right there at that line. So right here you can see I sat the board up. And just pushed it in, and it'll break right there at your cut. So just try to make your cut as straight as possible. And on that side is my 59.5, and I'll cut off my other piece now. Okay, now getting my second piece to go on top of that 59, because I needed 62.25, but that was only 47 inches. So the 62.25, so what I did was 62 minus the 47 left me with 15. So from that corner to here was my other 59.5. So what I did was I cut that a little short, just a little bit shorter than 59.5. That way we know we're good. Not too much shorter, just, like not even a whole quarter short, half quarter. But what I got to do now is, okay, so I came from there to here to get my same size on the 59. Now I got to go from there to here to get 15. So when I get 15 there, and then I'll make my mark there and go down there again, and then that'll be my piece for my long wall. 59.5, 62.25. Now to get your straight cut from your marks, so from that board to here was 15, and I go all the way down, you want a straight cut. So what I had to do, take the tape measure all the way down and made my marks from 15 to that board to here. So you make your marks all the way down, 15 from there, 15 from there. Excuse me guys, sweating myself. So you make your mark here, or right now I'm using my tape measure to get a line. If you got a square or whatever, you use that. So you'll want your lines to line up with your marks. So if you see here this mark, excuse me. So you'll see this mark, that mark, and you just want your line to line up for your straight cut to go on top of your other piece so it match. So because of, I'm trying to get my straight line with the tape measure, of course, my pencil will go in the line sometimes, or, because the tape measure is not that strong. So you got 15 here. I'm pulling tight on that. You got your 15. But as you move down, you may notice that you may be a little shorter than 15, because my pencil may have went in. Pulling tight on that. You can see maybe it's a little bit shorter than 15. All the way down. So you'll see where you have to cut when you run your razor knife down. So I made my cut with the razor through my line. On that one you can't really see it, but it'll still, well, you can see it up there starting out. So your razor, this will break off. But another thing I forgot to tell you, when you're making your cut, make sure that your drywall is flipped over so you don't run into an accident like this. But this is okay because my shower wall will go over this. Like I say, this is just for the video, but if you're doing drywall at a place, you don't want that. And if you do have that, it's not a deal. Just tear it off as much to where it's to the thing, and your mud will go over that anyway. That's where your seam is. Your tape is going to cover most of that, your mud tape and your mud, so you could be able to cover that. So any situation you run into, you'll be able to fix. So this is the board that is left, and so out of this here, from the ground up, we still have 33 inches. So, and my side walls were either 30 or 29. And of course we got enough room this way because we want 62 1/4. So 62 1/4 will be right there. So we'll cut that off, so we'll move that piece. So yeah, about right there. So we'll cut it there. Now this is the cut that I made, so this cut will go on the inside. So I made my mark from the factory cut, which is here, up to here, which gives me, what was that? Oh yeah, it gave me my 30, so that's what I'm gonna do here, so my out cut can be in. And what I did want to show is, here, as you see on the 30, excuse me, here you see on the 30, there's nothing wrong with cutting a line under the 30. That way we know we're in there for good, because you're always going to have to put trim up somewhere or cover it somehow, some way. So just to make sure that your cut is in there. Just that one line shorter. There's nothing wrong with that. Now right here, I just want to show you about your cuts and your ugly pieces. Now when I say, okay, so you see your straight cut here, that's your factory cut. So that'll go on the outside. You will cut your ugly cuts on the inside because all of that is going to get covered up. And you see that, so don't get discouraged. Just know that you be able to cover it up. But try and make your cuts sharp and when you're working on other people's stuff or when you're doing yours. I just know that I can do this. I know what I'm doing right now. So I know that that's not a problem. That's going on the inside. Now right here, before I bring that drywall in here and set it up, you'll see your caulking here or anything to your tub. You'll cut all of this off. Anything that you can. Be careful with your fingers, everything. Wear gloves when you can, if you can. You're supposed to. So you'll cut this off all around your edges, all around the tub. Cut all that goop stuff off. You can see that it'll come off. So you'll cut all of that around to your other side. That way everything's clean, smooth, and you're gonna come in there because at the end of your job, you usually want to caulk what you can. That is part of your finish, your cleanup, or your detail work. So cleaning around the edges, it don't have to be that great. This is just marking, or excuse me, this is just marking stuff that's not there. I mean, it's not nothing. So I just scraped that off pretty good. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to make sure that there's kind of, you know, nothing there for when you put your seal there, or whatever you put, like your caulking or whatever it is. Now this wall could be replaced, but that's solid wood, drywall. However, we could be replacing that. That's dry, that's solid on both sides, nothing falling down. So we're good. And just to show how construction can lead into other things. Now you see how just replacing a couple boards off into a wall can lead into replacing those studs. Now if I had to remove those studs, there's a possibility it would tear off into that old wall right there also. So then you would have to replace that wall, and that's running into another room, and you don't know what that can do. So that's why sometimes you do have to, you know, it's okay to cover up or whatever it is, but tear off as much as you can, seal off as much as you can, you know, clean as much as you can, you know. So yes, I just wanted to show that part. So on here I wanted to show how I got my measurements for your plumbing coming out there, your 3 holes and your top hole up there. So my board here I knew would have to be a certain measurement, so I measured from the bottom, for this hole I measured from the bottom to the hole. So that's what I did, from the bottom of the board to the middle of the hole. Got that measurement, marked it, and then from this here over to the middle of that hole, marked it. Where that mark came in, I made a circle. So I did the same thing from here. It came from the curve to this first middle of the hole, marked it, and then once I marked it, I circled it. Once I got my measurement from the bottom of the board there, marked it, circled it, made a big circle, and then I measured from the middle of this circle to the middle of that circle, got a measurement, put my measurement, made my circle. To go up to get this measurement, I measured from the middle of the circle hole up to the middle of here. That's where the hole will have to be for that to go in. We'll see how this board slide on there, see if it slide on there like that. So, oh yeah, and then from this corner to the middle, and from there to there, what measurement I got, and I made my circle. So I made my circle. So we'll cut those out and see. So we got the holes lined up. One up in there, and in the corner there I put an extra piece in there. I can use foam for our cracks. Fill in my foam, you know, whatever, if I have to, seal that stuff off. But we're looking good around the edges and everything. And we'll put a trim back up. So this is the end. Or excuse me, before I do the detail, because that's the old work down here and whatever else I'll do to the top here. All of this is old, over 30 years old, a build here. So I'll clean all of that out and caulk it. I bought these for that part. I mean, I was able to preserve a bunch of this. It was a bunch of adhesive on the back of it, but as you see, there is no falling, there is no pushing, there's nothing back there on both sides. So everything is good here. And I'll clean that up around the edges and caulk that. All your trim's still good. I have to put some nails in it until I redo this. I'm going to redo the whole bathroom, but for now I just wanted to get that out of the way. Everything is good. So I'll do the detail work around it. I replaced the toilet, replaced the top sink here. So I didn't clean stuff out. I'm rushing to edit this video, run them all together.